Welcome back. We are still on the topic statistics. In the previous video, we learned how to find the standard deviation and variance of a set of numbers. In this video, we are going to learn how to find the standard deviation and variance from a frequency distribution table. Standard deviation and variance from a frequency distribution table. From a frequency distribution table, the standard deviation is given by x, and x is equal to square root of sigma f x squared divided by sigma f minus the mean squared. We have learned that the variance is equal to the square of the standard deviation. So if standard deviation is x, then variance will be x squared, and it will be equal to sigma f x squared divided by sigma f minus the mean squared. Let's apply this to solve some questions. Let's consider this question. The table below shows the distribution of goals scored by a football team. Calculate the standard deviation and variance. So in the table, we have the goals scored and their corresponding frequencies. We are going to calculate the standard deviation and variance. The variance is equal to the square of the standard deviation. So we will calculate for the standard deviation and then we will square our answer to get the variance. We have learned that the standard deviation will be equal to square root of sigma f x squared divided by sigma f minus the mean squared. So we are going to draw a 5-column table. We will have the goals scored in one column, that will be for the x values, and then the frequencies in one column, that will be for the f values. We need the mean, and so we will have a column for fx because the mean will be equal to sigma fx divided by sigma f. From the formula, we can see that we need x squared, so I'll have a column for x squared. And then we need sigma fx squared, and so I'll have a column for fx squared. Let's fill the table up. We have the x values here, that's the goals scored, and then the f values here, that's the frequencies. The next column is fx. To get fx, we will multiply the f values by the x values. So we have 4 times 1, which is 4, 2 times 2, 4, 1 times 3, 3, 2 times 4, 8, 1 times 5, 5, and 2 times 6, 12. To get the mean, we need sigma fx, which is, we'll add all the values here, and that will give us 36, and sigma f, so we add all the values here, and that gives us 12. So the mean, which is given by the formula sigma fx divided by sigma f, is equal to sigma fx, which is 36, divided by sigma f, which is 12. 36 divided by 12 is 3. So we now have the mean. The next in the table is x squared. So we will take the x values and then we will square them. 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25, and 6 squared is 36. We can now find fx squared, which is the last column. So you multiply the values in this column, that is the x squared values, by the f values, that's the values we have in this column. So the first one will be 4 times 1, which is 4. We have 2 times 4, which is 8. 1 times 9 is 9. 2 times 16 is 32. 1 times 25 is 25. And 2 times 36 is 72. We need sigma fx squared. So we add all of these values, and that gives us 150. So we can now find the standard deviation. The standard deviation will be equal to square root of sigma fx squared, which is 150, divided by sigma f, which is 12, minus the mean squared. We have found the mean to be 3, so that will be 3 squared. And this will give us 1.87. So the standard deviation of this distribution is 1.87. The variance is equal to the standard deviation squared. And so the variance will be equal to 1.87 squared. And that will give us 3.50. So the standard deviation is 1.87 and the variance is 3.50. Let's consider the next question. The table below shows the distribution of marks in a mathematics test. Calculate the standard deviation and variance. We have the marks and their corresponding frequencies. Here the marks are given to us in intervals. We know that the standard deviation is equal to square root of sigma fx squared divided by sigma f minus the mean squared. We will first calculate for the standard deviation, and after that we will square the results to get the variance. Here we will draw a 6-column table. We will add another column because we will need the class midpoints, which will be the x values, because here the marks were given to us in intervals. So the x values will be the class midpoints. So you have a 6-column table here. The first column will be for the marks, which will be the intervals. We have the frequencies, which will give us the f values, the class midpoints, which will give us the x values. We will need to find the mean, and so we will have a column for the fx values, and then we need sigma fx squared. So I'll first find x squared in one column, and then I'll multiply the values there by f in the last column to give us the fx squared values. Let's fill the table up. So we have the marks here and their corresponding frequencies. We will get the class midpoints by adding the lower class limit to the upper class limit and dividing the results by 2. So the first one will be 1 plus 20 divided by 2, that's 10.5. The next one is 21 plus 40 divided by 2, that's 30.5. 41 plus 60 divided by 2 will give us 50.5. 61 plus 80 divided by 2 is 70.5. And 81 plus 100 divided by 2 is 90.5. We have the x values, we have the f values, so we can find fx. We will multiply the f values by the x values. 8 times 10.5 is 84. 14 times 30.5 is 427. 18 times 50.5 is 909. 48 times 70.5 is 3384, and 12 times 90.5 is 1086. To get the mean, we will need sigma fx and we will need sigma f. Sigma fx is 5890 and sigma f is 100. So the mean will be equal to 5890 divided by 100, and that gives us 58.9. In the table, the next column is x squared, so we will square the x values here. 10.5 squared is 110.25. 30.5 squared is 930.25. 50.5 squared is 2550.25. 70.5 squared is 4970.25, and 90.5 squared is 8190.25. We can now find fx squared, and so we will multiply the f values by the x squared values. 8 times 110.25 is 882. 14 times 930.25 is 13023.5. 18 times 2550.25 is 45904.5. 48 times 4970.25 is 238572. And 12 times 8190.25 is 98283. We need sigma fx squared, so you add all the values here, and that gives us 39665. So we can now find the standard deviation. The standard deviation will be equal to square root of sigma fx squared, which is 396665, divided by sigma f, which is 100, minus the mean squared. We have found the mean to be 58.9. So 58.9 squared. And this gives us 22.3. So the standard deviation is 22.3. We know that the variance is equal to the standard deviation squared. So if the standard deviation is 22.3, then the variance will be 22.3 squared, which is 497.29. So the standard deviation of the distribution is 22.3 and the variance is 497.29. Let's consider the next question. The following is a record of marks obtained by a group of 50 students in a chemistry test that was scored over 100. So we have the raw data here. The first part of the question says, draw a frequency distribution table for the data using the intervals 0 to 9, 10 to 19, etc. B. Find the standard deviation and variance of the data. Here we have the raw data. We know that the standard deviation is equal to square root of sigma fx squared divided by sigma f minus the mean squared. Because we have the raw data, we are going to have a 7-column table because we will introduce another column for the tally. So we have the class intervals in the first column, we have the tally in the second, the frequencies in the third, the class midpoints, which will be the x values in the fourth. In the fifth, we will have the fx values because we will have to find the mean. In the sixth, we will have the x squared values, and in the seventh and final one, we have the fx squared values. Let's fill the table up. Because I've already explained how to do the tally for a raw data in the previous videos, I will assume that you already understand it. So I've done that here. These are the class intervals, these are the tallies, and their corresponding frequencies. We know that the standard deviation is equal to square root of sigma fx squared divided by sigma f minus the mean squared. We will have to find the class midpoints. We will get it by adding the lower class limit to the upper class limit and dividing the result by 2. So the first one will be 0 plus 9 divided by 2, that is 4.5. The next one is 10 plus 19 divided by 2, that is 14.5. The next one is 20 plus 29 divided by 2, that is 24.5. If we continue in that order, the next one will be 34.5. The one after that is 44.5. You have 54.5, 64.5, 74.5, 84.5, and 94.5. We can now find the fx values. So you multiply the f values by the x values. 4 times 4.5 is 18. 4 times 14.5 is 58. 6 times 24.5 is 147. 6 times 34.5 is 207. 8 times 44.5 is 356. 5 times 54.5 is 272.5. 6 times 64.5 is 387. 4 times 74.5 is 298. 4 times 84.5 is 338. And 3 times 94.5 is 283.5. We can now find the mean. To get the mean, we need sigma fx. So we add all the values here, and that gives us 2,365. And we will also need sigma f. So we add all the values here, and that gives us 50. So the mean will be equal to sigma fx, which is 2,365, divided by sigma f, which is 50, and that will give us 47.3. In the table, the next thing that we need to find is x squared. So we will square all the x values here. 4.5 squared is 20.25. 14.5 squared is 210.25. 24.5 squared is 600.25. 34.5 squared is 1190.25. 44.5 squared is 1980.25. 84.5 squared is 2970.25. 64.5 squared is 4160.25. 74.5 squared is 5550.25. 84.5 squared is 7140.25. and 94.5 squared is 8930.25. Now that we have the x squared values, we can find fx squared. So you multiply the f values, that is the values we have in this column, by the x squared values, that's the values we have in this column. So 4 times 20.25 is 81. 4 times 210.25 is 841. 6 times 600.25 is 3601.5. 6 times 1190.25 is 7141.5. 8 times 1980.25 is 15842. 5 times 2970.25 is 14851.25. 6 times 4160.25 is 24961.5. 4 times 5550.25 is 22201. 4 times 7140.25 is 28561. And 3 times 8930.25 is 26790.75. We need sigma fx squared, so you add all the values here, and that gives us 144872.5. So we can now find the standard deviation. The standard deviation will be equal to square root of sigma fx squared, which is 144,872.5, divided by sigma f, which is 50, minus the mean squared. We have found the mean to be 47.3, so 47.3 squared. And this will give us 25.7. So it means that the standard deviation of the distribution is 25.7. The variance is equal to the standard deviation squared. So if the standard deviation is 25.7, then the variance will be 25.7 squared, and that will be equal to 660.49. So the standard deviation of the distribution is 25.7, and the variance is 660.49. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel for more videos. This is the end of the videos on statistics. Bye bye.